Yo, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to Don My Spiritual Guidance. It's your girl Don, and we got a message for you, part two of this exposure type of message here. Okay, so just to kind of wrap up that part one, like I was saying, the person sold me out to the dark side, right? But which was very foolish because, like I said, they became a false twin flame to me because they didn't ascend. They didn't adhere to the mission. Lucifer was able to trick them out of their mission by offering them instant gratification. And Lucifer is loyal to no one. He gonna say whatever he got to say to get you to do what you got to do for him, right? So they were supposed to basically get my soul or get me to not enter my purpose, right? And because they weren't able to do so, and I know that they've been doing this, and I know that they've been siphoning energy from other people and living off of their energy, because these energies that they've been siphoning from, they're wondering why. Where's their financial stability? They're wondering why are they having a hard time having positive movement forward. They have no idea, or maybe an inkling, maybe they don't have confirmation, or maybe they really just don't know at all that somebody, or that who they laid with in this sense, is doing black magic to siphon your energy so that they don't have to put in work. You work your butt off, you slave for 11 or $15 an hour, while they're benefiting off the other half of the energy that you're siphoning from, attracting the opportunities that's supposed to go to you, and their bad karma. Instead of them serving it, you're serving it. And when you don't know that that's happening and you're taking it as regular adversities, you won't know what actions to take, right? So, for a lot of you guys, you need an Akashic clearing. You need to go to somebody who has authority in the spirit to um, nullify and all the rest of that, so that the clearings can stick. Okay, it's a process. And don't get me wrong, I do have the authority. I'm not offering the services right now. Eventually, I will. I have a waiting list for those that, I would not want you to necessarily wait. But if you are looking for a trusted source, I am one, Divine Headquarters, okay? But you would be on the waiting list. Now, some of you guys, somebody has tried to destiny swap with you and all the rest of this. Now, this is where we're coming into the spiritual plague. This energy that's been taking a lot of people's energy and living off of it and flexing on it as their own, when it's really not. They're broke. They're living off of other people's energy, including mine, and flexing with it. At least, so this is what they were doing. If God hasn't them in a different position now, they spiritually gang raped me back in the summer of 2024 with others, and gave me a spiritual plague virus. Now, mind you, I already had the implant for this to be activated, and other people did too. And they did this to other people as well. And they don't know that it's a spiritual plague. They're just taking things because the spiritual plague, aka the spiritual virus, it looks like spiritual warfare. It mimics it. Okay, now I've talked about this before on another video that I posted, I think back in like February of 2025 or something like that, around that time, give or take. So you can feel free to scroll and look back there. It's a timeless message, timeless prophetic message telling you, what to do, how to maneuver. Okay, in a sense. Um, and basically they too have this virus, whatever version of it that they have. And like, I had to get it out the fucking mud, bro. Like, for my bloodline, and my spirit team and behind the veil, like, right, my, like, started to contract this virus. So letting you know that your spirit team attracts the virus from you. And they started to get contaminated, like things started to go haywire. And the energy that sold me out into the sex trafficking grid so that they could steal from me, they also are trying to currently off me spiritually as well, just to let you know. They're paying they're paying spiritual hit practitioners, dark practitioners, and they are one too. They're trying to off me so that I don't expose them for the fraud that they are. Okay. Hey, so yeah, because they attack me all the time too, so that I won't expose them. And I'm telling you, the abuse is just unbearable. So listen, anyways, you know. So how does this tie in? It ties in because people they have the virus, they have the spiritual virus, okay? It's playing out in different ways on different spectrums. People's bloodlines in the unseen, they have this virus. And even the most toughest of toughs, I don't care how you get down in the spirit, okay? And I'm a very old soul, ancient babe. And you have to have specific training for this, okay? Like, this is no game. This is not a drill, okay? And so, with that being said, it's like I had a dream. I was being, so yesterday, okay, and mind you, this is a timeless message. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. With there's a lot of floods happening. There's been a lot of things happening. Right, we're at the ending times. Okay, so I was being extremely abused yesterday, spiritually. Okay, spiritually, but also as above, so below. For those that's conscious, you're conscious. You get it. You get it. All right, and I'm crying out to God, like God, why? Like, I just need a chance, baby. Like, God, why? And I ended up taking a nap, like right after that. And I had a dream, and it was a few scenes in that dream, right? And in that dream, I saw a beast, huge, big, dumb, stupid dumb, bigger than a dinosaur, bigger than a T Rex, bigger than the dinosaur that's bigger than a T Rex. Okay. And I say that because, like, 6 months, give or take, ago, or whatever the case may be, I had a dream and I saw another beast that was tearing up the town and everything, that was going to be doing this in, towards the end of times, right? Book of Revelations. Well, this was a different beast. God, because remember, I asked God why, like, what's happening? Why am I being spiritually attacked so bad and so uniquely? Like, mind you, I know we from behind the veil, right? That's home. Earth is a school for us. Listen, this is for entertainment purposes. For those that know, you know. Okay. Um, so paranormal activity, the positive kind, like, that's not foreign to me. I'm okay with that. Like, you know, I ain't okay with, like, dark stuff. But, like, positive paranormal activity, like, that's not foreign to me. Like, doors opening and closing, not foreign to me. The stuff falling on the floor, not foreign to me. Right? Stuff, like, I don't even really have to use my alarm. My spirit team wake me up by knocking on the pillow, knocking on the walls, making stuff creak and crack and da da da. Bottles pop and shake and shit. Right? So just letting you know. Um, I'm about this. And so in the dream, not only did I see the beast, it cut to the scene that is very crystal. That is, see, they try to tap with my throat chakra. It's this beast that was in this layer. I was with someone that I knew. I can't remember exactly who, but I know that I know them in the physical. And and we were in somebody's basement, somebody's lair, laboratory, whatever you want to call it, okay? And mind you, before it cut to the basement layer laboratory scene, I in another scene of the dream, in another segment before that one, I already seen what this beast looked like, what it is, sized it up, humongous, out of this world, bigger than the Book of Revelations. But this has to deal with that. Lucifer's been building and working on this beast, and this beast has been feeding for a long centuries. I'm hearing, okay. And what has this beast been feeding off of? This beast has been feeding off of our light codes, our soul contracts, us being in trauma loops, right? It's this beast and other demons, entities, and parasites has been dependent on the population being dormant, being sleep, not knowing that we actually can get down in the physical like those in the Marvel movie in DC. Because listen, God the Father, Yahweh, Yeshua the Christ, Jesus, we extensions. Why shouldn't we be able to do different things like that and be trusted, right? As long as we're using our gifts for good. And we're not talking about sorcery. We're talking about innately that God bestows upon us, right? Or decides to put his energy in like a staff, right? When it comes to Moses. So let's not pretend. So we're in this basement, we're in this layer, and the person that I'm with, we're looking at this man having a conversation. He's on the phone talking to someone, and the person that he's talking to is telling them, "Hey, you need to get out of there. The beast is there. It's not contained. Like, you need to go. It's coming. Like, it's coming." And as the person and I is looking at this person, and mind you, the person who's on the phone is like not trying to leave. They're not trying to get out of there. They're not trying to take heed to the warning and so on and so forth. Basically, like, oh no, the beast is, it's fine. They are contained, and da, 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 right? And so immediately, while the guy was on the phone, I was feeling that the beast. Like, I didn't see the beast in the basement. But I already remember. I already saw what the beast looked like prior to this scene in the dream. And baby, it's nothing nice. And so I felt it coming closer, and I was like, we got to get out of here. So I saw, like it was just steps. It was steps like right there. And so me and the person that I was with ran up the stairs. Okay. Like, we hurried up and we got out that jam. And the person I was with had a green car, and it shapeshifted into like a helicopter. And we got in it, and we lifted up, and it was like, we need to cloak ourselves. Like, that came to me like cloak. So we cloaked ourselves in the helicopter, and we was able to get out. we You see how they tampered with my voice right then and there? We was able to get out um right before the beast. There we go. Yep. We was able to get out right before the beast like got out of the layer, basement, laboratory, whatever the case may be. Now, this beast is located in somebody's like laboratory, um, basement, whatever the case may be, in the bottom of the deepest part of the ocean. Okay, and for those that know, there's portals. Especially if you've seen Stranger Things. Okay, so anywho, the basement layer part, again, I'm a part of the collective. So some of you guys have soul fragments where, the reason why you keep dealing with certain ailments, or you feel like you have like this glass ceiling when it comes to hitting certain plateaus or whatever the case may be, you need to do some spiritual work to retrieve certain soul fragments. Okay, certain parts of you that which yes, a soul retrieval person can help you What you also gonna need to address that spiritual legality thing of why they even felt like they could have dominion legal jurisdiction over you. Like even if they tricked you in a certain lifetime and they're still using that as a loophole in this one, you still have to get that revoked. You still have to get that nullified out. Like when I tell you it's a process and it's a bitch, though it works, yeah. And then you're gonna need to get the Akashic record, more Akashic record work. You're gonna need some psychic surgery. You're gonna need to get some implants and imprints and hooks. It's all the rest of that stuff removed. Okay. But again, like I said, it's a process, right? Like when I tell you God was so right, when he says like my people perish from a lack of knowledge, like yeah, because when you don't know that God bestowed like the ability for you to like heal with your hands and live for thousands of years, and and all this stuff is kept from you so that other people can feed off your energy, and your lifespan goes from being able to live 10,000 years or more down to 75 or 100 or some shit. Baby, when I tell you I'm finna be pissed off when you find out what you capable of doing, what you was because you was asleep and stuff. Boy, you finna be like, oh. Because if everybody literally took their power back, the dark side would have none. Because in order for them to have power, they would have to get it from God, but God already casted them out. That's why they have to steal for a living and gaslight and do illusions. But it's time for everybody to wake up, right? Because I mean, you don't have a choice because this beast is up. The beast is a system, a broken system in the spiritual and the physical that is not designed for light workers. Okay, and it was not expecting for certain people to find out the truth because the system of the beast, when it comes to spiritually and physically, depends on people being in denial, sleep, under an illusion so that it can continue to feast. However, you know, you can get your power back. It's going to feel like hell because you got to go through the valley of the shadow of death. But there is a light at the end of the tunnel. I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to have to go through God to do this. No matter if you believe in him or not. Again, free will. But just know that it is possible. It's going to be hard without doing this, and it's going to be hard doing this. You're going to have to pick your hard. But just know somebody's done it. Okay? And that's the message. Okay? Prepare. Get ready. Because this beast is waking. It's awake. And the dark side is not too happy about ancient knowledge being known because it poses a threat to them. And the collective is finding out the truth. And that's the only reason why you're in danger. But remember, even Jesus performing miracles posed a threat to his enemies because it made his enemies look like the frauds that they are, right? When the real one is in the room. Because when everybody takes their power back, it reveals the dark side that had no power to begin with. It was just an illusion the entire time. Well, that's what we got for you guys. Thank you all for your love and support here. It is truly, truly appreciated. And always remember, you make your own decisions. Peace out. Deuces.